Hello guys, so we're here to learn about the difference between Australia and Indonesia in the aspect of the colonization power in Australia and the colonization power on Indonesia. The colonial experience in Australia and Indonesia differed significantly in the power dynamics and impact of the colonizer. In Australia, the British colonizer, while initially controlling the land, were largely unable to exert complete dominance over the Aboriginal people in Australia. In Indonesia, the Dutch colonizer stabilized far more centralized and oppressive system of rule, maintaining control for over 3.5 centuries. And here are some the key difference between Australian colonization and Indonesian colonization. The first one is initial control. In Australia, British colonists initially established settlement and claimed land, but faced resistance from Aboriginal people who were already living there. Meanwhile, in Indonesia, initial control, the Dutch East India Company initially established trade posts but gradually expanded its control over the Indonesian archipelago through conquest and manipulation. There are also power dynamics. In Australia, the British had technology advantage, but Aboriginal people were able to maintain resistance in various forms for a prolonged period. In power dynamics in Indonesia, the Dutch used military force, political maneuvering, and economic exploitation to exert control over the Indonesian people. And the impact in Australia was significant, leading to dispossession, displacement, and the loss of Aboriginal culture and tradition. And here are some of the key differences between Indonesia colonization and Australia colonization. The first one is duration. The British colonial period in Australia was relatively shorter than the Dutch colonial period in Indonesia. Centralization of power. The Dutch established a more centralized and oppressive system of governance in Indonesia, while the British faced more resistance in Australia. There is also a few of loanwords from the Dutch words to Bahasa. There's here some example. The first one is afdruk or print from the Dutch word afdrukken, and in Bahasa they have bak. In Dutch word they have bak too. It's a container, and there is some barricade in Bahasa and also in Dutch word barricades, and there is some words in Bahasa baskom, and it's a wash basin, and from the Dutch word it's waskom. So because the Australian got colonized by the British Empire, they have some borrowed words from the British vocabulary, such like footpath instead of sidewalk, autumn instead of fall, lift instead of elevator, boot instead of trunk or car, chips instead of fries, petrol instead of gasoline, holiday instead of vacation, and rubbish or garbage instead of trash, biscuits instead of cookies. So basically, the Australian vocabulary, just because the British colonized them, they have some few words that are from British language. I think that's it. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Wendra Jendra. So in this group project, my part is to mention a few slang from Australia and explain the definition and the social factor for it. So the first slang I pick is arfo, and then mekes, and then bogen, and then breaky, and then no worries. Okay, so now I'm gonna explain about the definition and social factor. First, there is ARFO.
That was when footy was played in the Saturday Arvo.
So ARFO is break, no, no, Arvo is afternoon in Australia. So the social factor is that it used by almost everyone in Australia, and show that Aussie habit of shortening words and being casual, commonly used in friendly environment. Then the second is Macas.
Rating everything in the Macca's Kids.
The definition is that slang for McDonald's. Yeah, it's McDonald's, literally McDonald's. And the social factor that is popular among the youth and pop culture. Even McDonald's use this for marketing in Australia, showing that national identity of Australian. Next, there is Bogan.
I feel like you're a cashed out bogan.
So, Bogan in Australia, it's kinda like redneck in America. It's a term to call people that uncultured, that have bad manners. Yeah, the definition is that. Okay, next there is brekkie.
You know, normally I make just like a really weird smoothie for brekkie.
Brekkie is informal term for breakfast in Australia. Brekkie is so the social factor is friendly soft word used across all age of group, shows a relaxed community and focused culture, common in homes, cafe, or amongst friends, not in formal situation. Not in a formal situation. Okay, so the last one is no worries.
No worries.
It stands for don't worry or it's okay. So the social factor for no worry is show that Aussie politeness and a chill, relaxed attitude used in almost all situations, works, friends, or stranger, represent the friendly, easygoing culture of Australia.